Right, folks, so the task was to try and name those, and I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. Remember, they may have cis-trans, they may have EZ, they may not. Okay, but you should hopefully be able to identify now if they do or if they don't. Remember, if they have double bonds, hopefully you're going to have an "ene" in the name. Okay, and you might need to put a number with the "ene" to tell you where it is. Okay. If you can get all of them, definitely some merits are available. Yeah. Well, you need to start at one end. Okay, always, and you need to start the numbering so that the numbers will be as low as possible. Okay. Let's have a look at where we've got to with this task in that case. Okay. First thing I wanted to do was to check whether you've decided it's got cis-trans or EZ or nothing going on with its isomerism. So, number one, does that have any cis-trans or EZ there? I can see a few little shaking heads. Okay, you're right, there isn't. Okay, if there's two hydrogens on one side of the double bonds, then there can't be any cis or trans. Okay, if there's the same group on the two things attached to the double bond on one side, then there can be no cis-trans or no EZs. Okay, so not for that one. Number two, what about this one? Now I see some nodding heads, but is it cis-trans or is it EZs that you would have to use? EZs you need to use, exactly, because otherwise, because you've got three pretty random groups there, you cannot do cis-trans on it, so you're going to have to do EZ. This one? Go on, James. It's cis-trans, okay? You've got different groups attached to different sides of the carbon atom. It's going to be cis-trans, this one, okay? And then number four, last one. Does that have any geometric isomerism? No, shaking heads there. So you're right. So we've only got one cis-trans and one EZ to deal with. Okay, but we actually want the names of these. So this one, hopefully everything we've learned last week put together, we should be able to give it a name. So what's the longest chain? Huh? 4. Bute something. It's got a double bond, so what am I going to call it? Butene, exactly. Okay, but I'm going to want to put in where the bond is, where the double bond is. What's the lowest number that I could give to the double bond? 1. Exactly. So it needs to be bute. That looks terrible, but bute 1-ene. Okay. But I've got this as well, the Br. So what do I need to put in front of it? Bromo. And do I need to say where the bromo is? Yeah? What number am I going to give to it? 2. Exactly. This is on carbon atom number 1, 2. Because it's bute 1-ene. This has to stay as number 1. Okay? So this is 2 bromo. Bute 1-ene. Love it. Okay? Almost putting together everything that we've seen. Okay? Now, this one we said was EZ. So maybe even before we give it a name, let's just work out the priorities of each side. Okay? It was the atomic numbers, wasn't it, that we needed? So what's the atomic number for chlorine? No, not 35. 17, thank you. Atomic number, not atomic mass. So that's 17 for fluorine. 9, did I hear? Yeah, iodine. 53. Okay, so highest priority on each side is what is going to name it. So 17 and 53. So they are, which one would we say? E for opposite. Exactly. They're not Z for the same sides, but they are E for entgegen, or opposite. Okay? Love my German accent. It's getting quite good now. So, whatever happens with its name, we're going to put an E in front of it. Oh, this looks like a lovely name. What is the longest chain of carbons we can make there? 2. So its name at the end is going to be ethene, because it's got a double bond. Okay. Oh, and then we've got chloro, fluoro, iodo. Here we go. We go 1 chloro, hopefully this is right, 1 chloro, 2 fluoro, 2 iodo. Oops, can't even fit it in now. To be fair, just thinking about that, you probably could put it around the other way. 2 chloro, 1 fluoro, 1 iodo, because the numbers will add up to a bit less. I'm going to change it because people will complain at me if I do something wrong. Go on.
So you said you think the priority is the one that has the highest atomic number.
Yeah.
What is the fluoro in the name? Even if you said that it's going to be the highest priority.
Because the highest priority just tells us whether it's an E or a Z. To name the compound, we need everything that's in it.
So does the ordered ladder of the elements?
It should go in alphabetical order when you all of your suffixes.
Like that, does it make a difference? But there was chlorine first, then chlorine, then iodine.
Yeah, I would try and get in the habit of writing it in alphabetical order. It makes it a lot easier. And yeah, make sure you don't miss anything as well. Okay. Would it deduct marks if you didn't? Possibly not, no. But it's a good habit to be in. Okay. So number 3, we said, what kind of isomerism did this have? Cis-trans, yeah. So longest chain first before we give it a bute. Now this one was bute-1-ene. What's this one? It's bute-2-ene. It's in the middle, that double bond, so it's slightly different. Bute-2-ene. And that's actually the name of the compound. Is it cis or is it trans? It's cis. They're on the same side. Trans is on opposite sides. Cis is on the same side. So this is cis. Okay. Last one. Did this have any isomerism to be aware of? No? Okay. So then we just want to give it a name. Go on, Albert. Methylpropene. I think you're right. You've got a chain 1, 2, 3 carbons, or 1, 2, 3. That makes it propene. There is only one version of propene, so you don't have to have a number with it. Okay. And likewise, this part. So this is propene. So then we've got a branch. What are we going to call the branch? Methyl. Okay. We don't really need to say that it's. Oops. Start now. We don't really need to say that it's 2-methylpropene because there's only one place the methyl can go. But if you wanted to be really good about it, you could call it 2-methylpropane or propene. It wouldn't make any difference. All right. I'm judging from the way that we went through that did anyone actually get all 4 right? Did anyone get 3 right? Kumar? Nice one. Nee? You're not sure if it counts. Get 2 right. Who got 2 right? Who got only 1 right? Who got 0 right? At least you're honest. Thank you. And girls there are not putting their hands up at all. Like, no, we are not talking to anyone right now. We're not happy that we didn't get 4 out of 4. All right, fantastic. Today's lesson. Oh yes, I think you wanted to go through the homework. I want to go.